Okay, we are having some serious technical problems, but we're glad to see somebody's here. We're at least
Okay, so we are back. Please bear with us. We are trying to work this out, and we are going to do this show today, one way or another. We have two very dynamic people with us for our guests. Both of them you are familiar with because they've been with us before, and we are going to get back to them and get to introducing them. And I don't know why sometimes things
no, we
just
know why.
go well. Okay, things
Because
just
those
go wrong.
gremlins out there don't want us to continue this show. That's why.
So, but we're gonna
With
make it
good people, that's why.
exactly, and we're
They don't
gonna,
want us to hear it. They don't want nobody to hear it. But
but
it's
we're
going to
gonna
be
make
good.
it happen because we have a electronics guru here with us working on this. Thank you, dear.
Yeah,
I'm
hopefully.
glad to have you sitting here doing this. You
We're going to find out here
make
in
me
one
have all
second.
kinds of confidence in this
So
happening.
we got one kind of second here, but keep on, take
So,
time.
so what I'm going to do while we're getting there is I am going to share with you our belief statement, and it is we are going to relate. It doesn't matter what your mother says. Excuse me, what your mother says, your father, your children, or even what Jesus says. We are going to relate. At Taking the Journey Together, we believe in relating in a balanced manner. Balanced relationships are the ones that are entered into as friends first and lovers second, but has both aspects in each partner. And so that is the the thing that we really want everybody to know and remember and understand that that is um, our our guiding force, I guess you could say. And so I'm going to just continue to talk as
As we
uh,
still online.
yes, as we continue to try to make things go and have a backup plan and everything, because as I said, we are going to make this happen, and we have two wonderful people with us as we are going to continue. Today is going to be part two of our statement or our message from last week, which is we talk. Be not. And okay, it's kind of like the game. Now you see me, now you don't. That you play with kids, you know. It's yeah, but hopefully you will continue to see us for the rest of the show. Um, so I hope that everybody came through and
Go ahead.
came through and uh, got a lot of got some good information from last week. Those of you who missed it, we're going to sort of recap last week and then go from there. Um, and once again, as I say, we are definitely going to make this
Hey, doctor, can you hear me?
I can.
How are you doing?
I'm doing excellent.
Yes,
They
this
do a girl,
technology is real.
then it won't be our problem. Oh, let me turn this down. Hold up.
Mm, yeah, yes, you guys are. We can't hear them. Can you hear them, doctor?
Can't hear them now.
Cannot hear you all at all.
Can you hear us now?
But
Yeah, with an echo.
with the echo, with the reverb, we
Okay,
hear.
so the echo should be gone now, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But you still can hear us.
Yes.
Okay, so what I did was turn that down. See,
Yeah.
now you can talk to him, Sharon. Point this at the. We're using our phone now.
Yes.
Okay, Sharon, you got to reach it. You got to reach out with your hand
Okay.
because we're going to have to use the phone now.
Okay.
You're talking through the phone
Yes.
and not this because we're having a problem staying online on the workstation. So you're going to be mostly right now the host, the hostess of the mostest right now.
Right. So we will, and looks like I'm frozen.
No, you
Well,
good.
No, you don't
Yeah,
pay
you're
attention
good,
up
you're
there.
good.
okay, so just
Yeah,
right here.
you don't. Yeah, just
Okay.
right there.
Now, can you all hear us now?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
she can
Okay,
hear
good,
you.
good, good.
You turn up.
Okay.
You guys give us a test real quickly so she can hear you on the phone.
Hello.
Hello,
There you go.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. Good.
Okay, so thank you for staying with us and hanging in there. Technology, you love it and then you hate it. So it's on and off. But this is one of those things where we are definitely living what we're
Great.
talking about today,
Two great.
where
minds.
we're talking about We Talk. And last week we made the statement that it's a quote from Malcolm X when I is replaced with we, illness becomes wellness. And that is truly what's happening today. We are testing that to the limit because I is not going to work here. It takes we. And so with that, we're going to make sure that Dr. Frazier and Latita get into this conversation so that if something else strange happens, then you all can continue the conversation.
No, you're beyond. You're just like
Okay, I'm good now. Okay.
Yeah, the administrative portion is going in and out.
Okay.
So from that end, but right now you're just a part of guest too. So
Okay.
you can continue on.
So we will make this work.
Yep.
We will definitely
Yes.
make this work.
Yes.
So, first of all, I want to start off by saying, how are you both today?
Excellent.
Okay.
Yes. Well and progressive.
That's good. That is very good. And we are making this thing happen. Last week, we talked a bit about the foundation of a healthy relationship and the fact that that lies in the word we. When you're in a relationship that that is going to be healthy and thriving, it takes a we to make that happen. So what do you all think about that? What do you think about that, Dr. Frazier? You were not with us last week, so we would like to hear a little bit from you. What do you think about that?
Well, I agree with you 100%, and thank you for having us up here. And don't worry about these issues. You know, they happen in a lot of my shows as well. So we just keep it moving. I usually don't come back, so y'all good. When mine start acting up, I just shut out.
That's funny.
But y'all good. So but according to what you're talking about, I agree with that 100%. I was actually having a conversation with one of my partners the other day, and we were talking about, you know, a symbiotic relationship and how symbiotic relationship tend to, you know, make us more progressive, you know, instead of, you know, I can do, you know, how the proverbs say, you know, if I want to go fast, yeah, I go by myself, but if I want to go farther, you know, we need
Right.
more people with us. So when we start looking at a togetherness or get away from the self, the small self, the selfishness, and become selfless, we tend to, you know, see a bigger picture and we can do more. You know, I'm not operating from the ego, you know. So I do agree that, you know, when we put we there, oh man, a shift can change this world perfectly, you know. So that's my little input on that part. I hope that's in line with what y'all talking about, because I missed last week.
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely is, because relationship, you know, as we mentioned, relationships are not only just with, you know, the partners in marriage, cohabitating or dating or whatever. It's not only there, but you have relationships in your workplace and everywhere else. And that we comes in there too, when you do projects, when you know, different things like that. So that definitely covers that too. So Latita, you want to share a little bit of what you think about that? Refresh people's memory, or
well, since you asked, see, as I stated in the last show, the me, if you can hear me, if you take,
That's her.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Because your doctor, you can still see him moving.
Yeah. Okay. Now, Latita, you have frozen just a. Okay, there you are. You're back with us.
Yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't.
It's your connection.
It's what? Is it me? Okay. Oh, okay.
She's doing better now.
Yes, I see myself moving. Hopefully, everyone can see me moving. I'm moving.
I see you moving.
Okay.
You're moving.
Yeah. Okay. You know,
you're moving now, so you're good.
Okay. Okay. So, you take the me, you flip it, you have the we, right? But so
yes,
everything initially starts with the me. So, from my perspective, you must be selfish in order to be selfless. You have to have a knowledge of self first, or else you will not move at all. How you will not progress into a we until you know who me is, if I'm making sense to you. But I do understand you have to have the we in order to progress further in life, as he gave the proverb. But you have, in my mind, you have to be selfish in order to be selfless, if I'm making sense to you.
Would you not say that selfishness needs to happen before you're in a relationship, where you need to understand who you are before you get there?
Yes.
That would be the ideal.
Yes, that is the idea. That is the idea. You have to go through that selfish phase of knowing who you are. Knowledge of self is the key. The key is KEY. Keep empowering yourself. That key you carry through the we, right? But that is the general idea, is to become selfish and then become selfless. And you're moving in unison, actually, as one person, really, with the perspectives and everything, but they are so aligned that you're even breathing the same. When he takes a breath, you breathe that much deeper. Am I making sense?
You are, and it kind of goes along with, and I keep looking over at Imar, waiting for him to chime in here too, but he's working on some other things. But it kind of goes along with the poem that we talked about last week that Malcolm X did, not Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, the poem that he spoke, that they have deemed the shortest poem ever, me, we. And so that kind of goes along with that idea. You can connect those two together by saying, knowing the me makes it easy for us to be a we.
Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly. I agree with that.
Okay, so yeah, had you heard that, Dr. Frazier? Had you heard that poem before?
I didn't.
Yeah, we hadn't either. We heard that, we were watching some documentary. We watch a lot of documentaries and things, and we were watching one, and they were talking about poetry, I think it was, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And they mentioned that.
Yes, she's correct. I give her a 1. She's not lying. It's the truth.
I like that. Do that again. Come on over. I know. So, yeah, he's got me in a position where this is not what I would call my comfort zone, but because we are I'm going to push right on through because it's us doing this together and making us both come out on top. He's doing what he has to do. I'm doing what I have to do, and we are going to make this work today.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly. Yes, I agree. Yes.
Yes.
So, and it feels good just having you at least giving that thumbs up.
Mhm.
Definitely.
Right.
So, this, and please chime in anytime you need to say something or add something to it, because we are going to be definitely talking about we and how we brings that cohesion in the relationship and kind of holds everything together, because you're not in it alone under those circumstances. And it's always better not to feel like you're alone. So, the influences of we talk in a relationship is the next thing that we're going to talk about. And there's some tangible advantages to emphasizing we talk in a relationship. And one of them is collaborative problem solving. And I guess you could say we're kind of doing that tonight without the necessary talk part, or the talk part is what's going on right now. And the problem solving, unfortunately, is falling into your hands to do. But when we do we talk for problem solving, it's particularly valuable in that it fosters a sense of unity. It's always better to get another idea, another attitude, or have somebody else, the person that is vested in this with you, to be able to talk about it, to play things off of each other so that you can come to a good understanding.
Yeah. And in fact, talking about playing my hit.
There
Okay, there you go. You get this part of me. How's that? Oh, okay, I'll get my head a bit straighter like there. Latita, do us a favor. Tell us a little bit, mainly for Dr. Frazier's information and benefit. What do you do, and who are you in relation to people and things and relationships, so that he can get a better understanding and have some kind of grasp of why you're here, what you're bringing to the table in that particular area. And I think that's important, because he has not been there the first time we gave that introduction. And then for those who are new, or probably even one who've seen Dr. Frazier before, and have not seen you. So can you do that real quickly?
And thank you for that, because I got somewhat discombobulated when things started going wrong. I forgot.
You was in my business instead of that business.
I know. So thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so my name is Leta Demovell Jackson, or Sister Latita, because most cannot say my name. I am a life consultant, not a coach. Don't confuse the two. A coach you need a certificate for. Life consultant, you do not. Okay. I also work in behavioral health. Currently, I'm in IDD behavioral health. I'm also currently seeking 2 degrees, liberal arts, which will happen at the end of March. And at the end of December, I'll have my bachelor's in psychology, and I'll think about that further as it comes along. But for relationships, just an observer of life, people come to me and ask, actually, my opinion. Some people pay a stipend for my opinion. I don't think I have that much to say, but some people do. So they add value to that opinion that I have.
You're breaking up again.
Oh, am I? Okay. Can you hear me now?
Okay, you're good now.
Okay. When it comes to relationships, as our Empress said, we have those across the board in our work life, whether we have children or not, or even when we meet someone at Walmart and we're behind them in line. Believe it or not, that's also what I call the quick relationship. When you're saying, "Hey, can I help you?" or something to that.
Yeah, You're breaking up again, and I was just going off a minute too. But yeah, you're breaking
She's
up
not
again.
breaking
Internet
up.
connection. That'd be
She's
good.
not breaking up. I hear her good. I think that's just on y'all end.
Oh, you do?
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Thank you, doctor. I was
okay.
like, wait a minute. I hear myself.
Okay.
Really?
That's all
Yeah,
right. Go ahead.
She's coming
Go
through
ahead.
good.
Okay. So
Okay.
Okay.
That's good.
So just
okay.
keep going.
Oh, all right. Hey, listen, I'm about there. I'm about that. All right. So we form those relationships even if we're in the grocery store in line. Those relationships, I call them silent relationships or quick relationships that we have with people in line, even when we say, oh, could I get in front of you because I have few items, or when somebody asks that of you. Those are the quick relationships. And it's like a quickie that happens, and you don't think about them anymore, right? So that's that's how I think. So
That's a good way to put it.
and
That's a good
Okay.
way to put
All
it. I
right.
had a
So
bunch of quickies here today, then.
right?
Go let
Okay.
let them two in.
Exactly.
Hey, by the way, somebody asked me for a quickie. I couldn't do it because I was working. No, never mind. I'm sorry. I forgot. This is a child's program. So forget everything I said. Please just forget it.
No,
but
that's true. Because
snacks are great.
when the Empress said he's working on the problems, but that's what happens when you have that relationship. The problem solving is in the back, and it's usually silent by one partner, right? While the other partner is ahead doing the work. So that happens, and it changes up, and that's groovalicious, right? That's the whole. That's the groovy part of the relationship, because sometimes you don't have to do it. You can just sit back in the back and work on it, or you may be put in the role that the Empress is in right now, that she's a little bit uncomfortable in. But guess what? We're gonna make it comfortable for you.
Okay. Now, just for the sake of those who may not know, could you share a little definition or explanation of groovalicious?
It's such a technical word in the field. Doctor knows about it. PhDs know about it. So you got to explain to all of us, people that don't have that much sense.
The lay people.
Yeah, we only have 5th grade educations.
Stop it. Okay, if you go. I'm a 69 baby, and people say that was a very good year for some. Okay, so being groovy, that's a 70s term, and delicious is, well, you can take that for anything you want to. So I just combined the two and turned it into groovalicious. So yeah,
I love it. So, babe,
What's that?
It was groovylicious.
Okay, good.
yeah.
I take that with fries on the side.
Right. Doctor, I mean, come with me, Doc. Can you feel the groovalicious vibes, right?
I feel it.
Thank you.
Feel it.
Yes.
Yeah,
See, I
hey,
had to sit
I'm
back a little bit on it.
What was that?
I told her I had to sit back on that a little bit.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, it's groovalicious, wonderfulicious. It's how you're feeling inside. Don't be ashamed of your energy. Be and stay true to who and what you are. I am unrefined, unfiltered. I stay true, whether you're a billionaire or a person on the street. We all are in this together, right?
That's correct.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes.
So go ahead, Doctor, chime in and share a little bit about you for those.
Doctor, we need, for the men's side, you need to show where Groovy really came from. Don't let her show you up, man. Come on, bro. Be Groovy. We've been to your place. We send all that mushrooms and all that stuff around. Show how groovy you really are.
Well, that's my wife doing, so I would have to bring her up there to do that part. You would have to go up and see mine. I'm the book nerd that's up there with a bunch of books and stuff like that. So that's wifey with the that part of it. But well, those who to introduce myself, I am a holistic practitioner. Where I teach holistic health, show people how to get rid of chronic issues like diseases that the doctors say they can no longer help you for anything like that. Or I try to get people off their deathbed. And I've been very successful in doing so. Haven't lost none. And I've been doing this over 13 years. Now, there is times where I don't take certain individuals where they have gone too far and the doctors, done messed them up, done took out every organ out of them and, got them an empty carcass. There's nothing we can do for that type of stuff. But yeah, it's nothing we can do there. Person, we can't help a person who done got the kidneys taken out, or the women who done got their breast cut off, and then we can't save a breast that done been cut off, anything like that. So that's what I've been doing for quite a while now. I don't use medicines, don't use herbs, don't use supplements. I only teach rightful lifestyle changes. Put you in the right environment where your body will do all the work of healing. I believe there's only one disease, and that's poison blood. That's what we've been taught. That's what we see the ancestors believed in. All number one disease, and that's poison blood. We're like what we call Wolverine, able to heal by just not doing anything. We go lay down, don't eat, go to sleep. We wake up fully refreshed. Wounds heal while we sleeping. Bones mend while we sleeping. So I put people to bed when they come see me. A lot of my clients, the first thing I tell them to do is go to sleep. And then they tend to, wake up and heal. I know it's no remedy. I have no remedies. I don't believe in cures. I believe that your disease is the cure. Your cough is the way your body is rebalancing itself. Your diarrhea is the way your body is getting rid of some putrefacted waste material. So every disease, I believe, is the body trying to rebalance or bring itself back into homeostasis, in other words. So that's what, like I said, I've been doing for 13 years. And hopefully it'll be doing for another 70, 80 more years to go.
There you go. There you go. Future talk. Future talk. Yes.
So you told us about your personal success story.
That was the first one. Yeah, or you tell them. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
so would you mind sharing that with everybody?
I do not mind sharing that. Oh, I it's no way that I can say that. I'm going to share it with you.
Okay.
Right. So when I was probably around about 16 years old, I developed, and I'm 46 now, but so we say 30 years ago, I developed diabetes really bad. How I knew I had diabetes, I was urinating excessively, like probably every 30 minutes, running to the bathroom uncontrollably.
More information that we don't want to know.
Well,
I'm just joking.
No, continue.
You ain't heard nothing yet. I ain't get to the sexual problem. I had to talk about that in a minute. But my mama noticed that I was running back and forth, and she was like, "Boy, your daddy might need to check you," because I guess she saw it in my daddy. And so she checked me, and sure enough, on the meter said 400 and something on the meter. Now, little do you know, 120 they call pre-diabetes if you got 120 reading on the meter. And here I'm at 400 at 16, I was kind of overweight.
Wow.
I was probably around about 250 pounds at the time at 16. I got up to an all-time high of 353 pounds. I had the diabetes still because I never got it treated, never went to no doctor. I just would go and take herbs like chromium and different other, remedies to try to get my sugar below. Well, at this time, it was over high. It would just say high on the meter. And I think that's above 700. And it would just say high. And I would just get it down just enough to go and fry me some eggs and rice and bacon, and have some fried eggs and rice and bacon with some hot sauce. Or eat some ice cream or some crispy, a dozen of Krispy Kreme donuts. Now, I was a compulsive eater now. So I started suffering all kind of health issues where I started having like this numbness going down both my hands, coming up both my feet. And I'm talking here now at like 21 years old, 23 years old. This ain't no old age stuff here. I'm talking about I was suffering with this problem where I was even having problems getting an erection at an early age. I'm number 20-some years old and just got married, at the time. So I had to try to get something, had to find something to do about this. I was having asthma, high blood pressure, like I said, a diabetic neuropathy, but I went on and started learning about herbs and remedies. It kind of looked like it worked for a little while, but then I started getting even worse where I was crashing. Like I'll wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, be crashing by 10 o'clock, where I had to go to sleep. Like I couldn't stay up, like I had the dropsies and stuff like that. And then I ended up going to school at the age of 26 and becoming, I started studying towards more holistic health and healing and started changing my life. And when I got to 33, I came out of college, 32, came out of college with a bachelor's degree in holistic health and nutrition. But by that time, I had done corrected all my health issues and went from 353 down to 100 and about 80 pounds with no skin flabbing or anything like that. So, and I did a lot of fasting. I did a lot of, I became a fruitarian actually. I stopped eating meat. I stopped eating meat over 13 years now, not just meat, any animal byproducts, no butter, cheese, eggs, or anything like that. And neither have I even eat any honey, coming from me. Most of the time I was on a raw diet where I would just eat just eat no cooked foods, no processed foods or anything like that. And also it was times where I was doing like 6 months at a time, one food. I would eat bananas for 6 months. I eat grapes for 3 months. I eat oranges for 8 months. And I was just, and nothing else. And I only drank water and stuff like that. And that changed my life. But
testing 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear us?
Yeah,
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I changed my life. I've helped people all the way from Germany. They flew in where I supervised their fast or get them on the path towards healing and stuff like that. So, matter of fact, I'm about to fly out to California in a couple of weeks to help some clients over there that I started with last year. I'm meeting with them because they put a whole thing together. I taught a couple of people over there how to heal themselves. They started getting healing. They done told their friends. Now they want me to come over there and talk and teach them for a week. So, yeah, I stay traveling, going on teaching this health, man.
That's powerful. Yeah. Very powerful.
And I haven't gained the weight back yet. And all the health issues I haven't gotten back yet either. But I don't plan to get them because, like a drunk man, if he sober up, then he'll never have to worry about becoming drunk again if he don't drink.
Right.
So I don't go back to the bad habits.
Wow. I don't know what to say. But I'm hearing the echo. Are you guys hearing the echo?
Yeah, we had a little echo from you.
Man, this is we were hearing you guys well on the phone. Then all of a sudden we dropped off the phone outside of the main studio. We dropped off, got back in. Now we can't hear you through our phone, but we're hearing you through the main studio, which you don't see us and no one see us because we're in the back, as for our usual main screen. It's a crazy day, but obviously the universe says, I don't care. We'll flow around the rocks. We'll flow underneath the current. We'll go past the bridge and wave to everybody, but we're going to still keep on flowing and we're going to make it happen from that end. We got quite a few people who are watching, not as many as we usually have, but we got quite a few people watching. 9 people are liking this right now, so we're very glad. Hey, Latina, did you ever get a chance to get some things done where you were talking about going to your TikTok account or your Twitter account to get us up there? Have you got something done with that?
Okay, so I'm relying on my cousin. I told you my cousin has like 1.2 million views. It's wild. And so she just came from a reunion. So I had to wait for her. She just got back from her reunion. So then she's going to connect with me. And we're going to take care of that for you so we can have talk, taking the journey together, to put it on the talk. Let the young folk,
Yes.
see what's going on and to get this knowledge and the awareness. But I wanted to address something with the doctor, and you said death. And see, that is a word that I do not
Scary.
like,
What is
because
going on here?
death, it spells hated, right? So I do my best not to say hated and death, because those words are considered, my perspective, of course, low vibrational words. Because
Yeah.
when we speak on death, quote unquote, it's a transformation. So I view that as a transformation. So I don't
Yes.
say that word. Am I making sense? Because
No, I believe that too.
it flips into the word hated, right?
Mm-hmm.
So DEATH and HATED, to me it's the same word. I was just tossing that out there.
Wow.
Oh, I'm with
You-
you.
you-
I'm with you. I believe the
You-
same
you-
thing. I know it's just a transition. It's just
Yeah.
a life cycle.
Many of our elders don't say that. They say they have passed on to the elders, or they're on the other side. Those kind of statements. Oh, I'm thinking about that. The rappers. I said, "I'm see you on the other side."
No, we actually
Both
call
thugs
it
in
the
harmony.
in-between.
We used to have that song. I'll see you on the other side. So the idea of the transitioning from this particular modality, this universe, whatever you may want to call it, and then passing to the other side, where the existence of who you really are anyway as a energy being, is as a transition that we go through. I think it's very important to understand too, the Tito's you were bringing out, that many of our dream states are actually another representation of the other side. And that's where we have the ability to actually access the other side too. Now we know there are others who have the ability with clairvoyance, have the ability to astral travel. I know my wife has had that chance to do it in the military. They kind of taught that stuff, which is another form or another transition, if you may want to say, or strategy or path, having access to the other side. And I think it's important for us to know that. Now, most of us African Americans, when we're talking about We Talk, because we're doing We Talk right now, we try to bring up the understanding that our ancestors are still with us, watching us, speaking to us, guiding us, through us. And I think it's important, even though it's outside of our relationship that we talk, we need to understand that we do still have a strong relationship with our ancestors, and it's important to listen to them. And I'll just end it right there.
Well, see, I say that I am the ancestor of 2023.
I can't hear.
Did you hear me, Doctor? Doctor, did you hear me?
I
Okay.
heard you.
Okay.
Ancestor of 2023.
2023. I am the ancestor of now. All of them are living and breathing through me, through the deoxyribonucleic acid, through the DNA, right? And
All right.
I'm of the mindset that if I breathe right, I think right, therefore producing righteous action. Am I making sense?
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, you guys are reverb.
I know. I'm trying. I don't know why. This is
It
reverb.
sounds
Hold
like
on.
Roger and Zap. You remember Roger and Zap?
Right.
That's what I'm
Computer
feeling right
love.
now. Yes, that's what I'm feeling right now.
Digital
Computer
love.
love. Roger
Hold on.
and
Turn that
Zap.
down. Turn that down. Can you hear us now?
But we're still.
Are we still echoing?
A little digital love, but y'all
Hey,
kind of
that's
going
because
out.
of the fact that we speak like the voice of many waters.
Right.
Native Americans would say that when it comes to the spirit, as they anyway. Yeah, go ahead, Miss. I'll just have to just mind read your lips while you
We'll
talk.
start writing notes and holding it up.
It just reminded me of computer love. That's what, and what's funny because
Yeah, 'cause I
we're
can't
on
hear
the digital sphere right now, and we're sharing our love. So we're doing computer love right now. You know?
I wanted to share something with y'all as well, and
Right.
just hit on what y'all was saying from my, understanding of it, or my standing, or my
Right.
That's not the other one over there.
I think that's on your end, Doc. I think this one they're in.
Can you hear us now? No, man, it just keeps on. Got that unbelievable.
Yes.
And I got both
Okay.
muted, so I don't even know why.
Well, we'll just let them talk about
Okay, Sharon said we're not supposed to talk.
But as you
So
were
you guys
saying,
just take over the show and we're ended.
as you were saying, Doctor, you were saying you wanted to add to.
Yes. My understanding, like we call it the in between, you know, but like how we're talking about we, you know, there's really nothing but I am, according to my standing on, or where I kind of comprehend, you know, spirituality. There is just I am, you know, there is no individuality except for what we consider or create to be individuality. But it's just the I am representing itself individually in being this, being that, being this, being that, or being everywhere. So when the I am presence is finished doing a thing here in this body called Ferrante, then it's going to move on to another, you know, it's going to withdraw that and put that power back into something else. Now,
Right.
my soul or my potential is here forever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I created, and that's the vibration that I got vibrating in this physical realm.
Right.
Now, that's why I want to make sure I bring my vibration up where I can turn this, you know, this world into a better world. So I'm going to vibrate good, you know, using that I am presence, which is the power that comes and goes at will, like blows from here to there and blow everywhere. You know?
Well, see, yeah, I can dig that. I can dig that because when you're talking about the I am, the etymologic term is God to remain, right? And so when we're talking about the soul, spirit, breath, it's all interchangeable. It's the same thing to me.
Right.
Well, you know,
Right.
I can dig that. I can dig that wholeheartedly. I can.
Yeah.
I really can.
Okay, now, I'm sorry,
Digital love.
Echo. Now, folks out there, she threw another 60 terminology out there. She said she could dig that. Now, she's not talking about taking no shovel.
Right.
She ain't talking about taking no shovel, no dirt, folks. Because you got young folks out there, they know nothing about no digging. You know, they'll be glad to chop it up with you, but they ain't digging no stuff.
And then they're not gonna feel you either.
from that particular So I'm going to be like the interpreter just a little bit for you, Sister Latita. And so you can understand that you can take me with you, and then we go from the young folks. I'll interpret it for you, so you can get that point across. But we're going to move on just a little bit. I don't know if you guys can hear us, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we just can't hear you. That's just how it goes. We want to also talk about, because we got only about 10 minutes left. We're not going to do any commercials. We also want to talk about celebrating the achievements. So We Talk is also serving and solely about trying to reserve and addressing our problems, but it's equally about acknowledging our celebrations. And I think it's important especially in balanced and thriving relationships, especially because when people don't move in that area, they're so used to, you know, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing, and then somehow we get along. And if a celebration does happen, I'm celebrating just for me.
And it's usually a birthday.
Exactly. But we're not celebrating anything really together, or we're definitely not trying to focus on celebrating together. Yet we is in another area of interdependence, which is all about what you both can do that you really can't do by yourself. So the importance of trying to celebrate in a we area is very important. And I'm going to leave this as an open door for both of y'all to think about. Keep it right where the rubber meets the road. We're talking about being able to cherish positive memories, those kind of things that people think only white folks do, excuse me, or those people who are nerdy do and rich do. I'm talking about memories have to do with pictures. Memories have to do with what we did before that was simple and small. Like, for instance, I remember Sherry and I went to a place called Iowa. Yes, there's a place called Iowa, and black folks live in Iowa too. Okay, I'm just letting you know that right now. And we went to a very well-known museum in Iowa, and this museum basically was an arts museum, artsy-fartsy museum, if you may want to say. And it happened to be a museum that actually, when I was in the boys club younger, and I was into art stuff at the boys club, my mom sent me there with no dad being around and said, go there and hopefully it will make something out of you. Hey, by the way, it did. I think so. Hey, I'm going to tell you right now, Denzel Washington went to the boys club, and you see who the kind of man he was. But anyway, he is, I should say. I don't mind too. But by the way, anyway, so I was in an art class. I was in many classes from judo, karate, and camera stuff. I was in all kinds of stuff in the boys club. One of them was art. I loved art then, as I should have been. And anyway, I'll just say I did.
Go ahead.
So I know I'm not going to talk about it. So anyway, I had the opportunity after doing an art picture that they loved out of that local boys club, that they sent all across the country to all the boys clubs, and it ended up winning, and it stayed in a boys club in California, a large one in California. I wish I would have went to California to be able to see it there, but I didn't get a chance to go. Bottom line is, then they gave me a what would you call it? It's not a subscription, but a scholarship. It would be a scholarship to that art museum in Des Moines. We're going to get to a point in that city called Des Moines. And the fact is, every time I went there on the weekend, I went to another zone. Every time I went on the weekend, I felt like I was connected to the universe. You had a nice studio, was always open out to the atmosphere, being outdoors, how nature would move you. And I always felt like I was in another world. And I loved it. The problem was, when I came back on those weekends and I met my boys, I never told them anything. I never said anything to them. They asked, man, where you been, man? We miss you. What you been doing? Oh, man, mom made me stay at home. And whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. I would never tell them. Probably today they don't even know. I hope they're not watching too. But they wouldn't even know
Hopefully
today.
they are, and they will know.
Anyway, the point was, I took her back there, and we decided after we left out of the museum to do something that was very special as a memory. She remembers it too, where there's a beautiful tree, it was warm outside, there was a shade, and we decided just to have a picnic just right outside of the art museum with people were all around. I just looked at this tree, looked at the shade, and I said, we're just going to have a picnic there. So we just threw down, what was it?
I had a blanket in the car because I was always getting cold in the car. So I had a blanket wherever I went. So we took that blanket, just spread it down on the ground.
And she sat on a blanket so beautifully, took a picture of it. It was a memory I can think about right now. And we just had a short, brief little picnic in the middle of all kinds of stuff going around. And I want to say something to you. When we talk about, you said we're ancestors. I love that, sister, no doubt about it, because we are. I remember a brother by the name of Dr. Oron Belgrave used to make his own products, hair products that were sold all over the country. He had his own black museum in Omaha, Nebraska. He was a very peculiar man. And he used to tell me every time I come there and spit out a whole bunch of history stuff, he'd look at me and say, stop, brother. Don't you know you are history? You are history. So keep on being history. So anyway, I do know that out of that time that we were there, all of a sudden time stopped, and we were in the moment of now, in the present. And it seemed like we were connected with all things while we were there having that picnic. I don't know if you ever had that experience before, but the power of we can actually do that. And that kind of memory are the memories that we need to develop, bring back again, because it can bring you all the way as a being, all the way back to that time in your own mind. And you could actually be in that presence, recreate it again, and bring that kind of, as Malcolm X says, that health back again into your relationship. How's that as an example?
That's a very good one. And with that in mind, you bring these memories, you have these memories, and you celebrate things. And every time you remember them and talk about them, just like you did just now, that's another celebration. That's keeping it alive. That's keeping what you have together alive. That's keeping the we in the relationship. But also, you can't get so stuck in the past that you forget the present. With that said, when the show is over, we are going to celebrate the fact that we made it through this show, because this is definitely an achievement. And the way we worked through it, and the way we worked through it with the two of you, this is all a very, very good situation. And so, yeah, we're gonna celebrate this.
Sharon's trying to say we're getting close to the end of the show. Number one, that's what she's trying to say. And number two, since we keep on falling off of the internet, the administration part of Streamline, which you don't see right now, it just went off again. We won't be able to even talk with you in the backstage because it's off. So you'll have to leave on your own when we're done, and then we'll call you guys later or we'll chat later on. But I think it was such a very beautiful program, the first time to have you all together. Go ahead, brother.
Let me say something. I just wanted to share something before you go into that on what you were saying a few minutes ago. You know, I like to talk about the brain.
Hear you.
You know, I love to talk about the brain. Did you hear me?
Can you hear him, Latita?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
groovy.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I like to talk about the brain, and inside that brain, we got that part, that region called the deep limbic system. And the deep limbic system deals with bonding, how we bond with one another. So it's what relationships. And the thing about it is also that's like the pleasure. That's the pleasure center of the brain. And a lot of dopamine is released in that area of the brain. So we get rewarded when that area is stimulated. Well, what stimulates that is pleasurable memories. You got charged memories being the deep limbic system as well.
I don't know if we're going to be able to.
When you set up celebrations, like you can remember the school year because of the party. That party you remember better than anything, the end of the year party, where you get to hug everybody and stuff like that.
Right,
right. So if you have a relationship and you celebrate in that relationship a lot, that'll build charged memories in the relationship, help you bond with the other individual more, and get the reward for wanting to be around that person. So the more you're around that person, you're having good thoughts, good memories. You get rewarded in your deep limbic system, man, you're going to be addicted to that person. You know what I mean?
You're giving that holistic approach. Yeah, I love that. Are you trying to say that I can get addicted like a drug addict, but it's a person addict?
Yes, that's the deep limbic system is the same way that people on cocaine get addicted to cocaine. It releases dopamine in the deep limbic system. But that's just how love affects the deep limbic system, just like cocaine affects the deep limbic system.
So
and that's why you see people in love be wide-eyed too, just spaced out and all that stuff as well.
No.
So basically, because if you remember that song back in the day, that love don't love nobody, so basically it's the people that's wielding that emotion we call love that affects the people, correct?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So Sharon was saying, hey, there's that when it's one-sided, it becomes an obsessed relationship, which is out of balance, or some people say someone gets sprung. But anyway, that's another one. We want to keep it back. Hey, folks, we're going to have to go. Brother, just hold on to your thought. Okay. We're going to talk about it again. We got to go. It's 7 o'clock. He's not going to like me going any further. You know how Julius is.
We're going everybody back next week, though.
Yeah, back next week. Okay, just shake your head. We're having fix. Week. Everybody?
Next week.
Okay. Everybody, God bless. Next time. Thank you so much.
Like that.